If you want to absolutely crush the math on your PTCB exam, then mastering dilution calculations is completely non-negotiable. So, you ready? Let's start with a quick question.
So you see a question like that, and what's your first reaction? If you're like most people, your brain just freezes up for a second, right? Well, that's exactly why you're here. Welcome to the PTCB Prep Guide. This is where we break down all those tricky pharmacy concepts into simple, easy-to-get lessons. Whether you're deep in study mode for the PTCB or just want to sharpen up your pharmacy math, we're going to give you the high-yield strategies you need to pass faster and study smarter.
And trust me, you can forget about freezing up, because today I'm going to show you the one simple formula and a few key shortcuts that'll let you solve that problem and way harder ones in just a matter of seconds. Seriously.
So here's what we're going to tackle. We're diving deep into dilution calculations, which are without a doubt one of the biggest topics in the math section. We'll cover the core formula, C₁V₁ equals C₂V₂. We'll talk about how to handle reconstituting powders. We'll even get into IV dilutions. By the time we're done here, you are going to know exactly how to fly through these PTCB questions. So stick around because mastering this is a huge confidence booster for exam day.
Okay, so it all comes down to one single formula. I call it the master key for a reason. Once you have this in your toolkit, you can unlock pretty much any dilution problem the PTCB decides to throw your way.
And here it is. C₁V₁ equals C₂V₂. That's it. Just think of it like a balancing act. C1 is the concentration of your starting solution, your stock. V1 is how much of that stock you're going to use. On the other side of the equation, you have C2, which is the concentration you want to end up with, and V2, which is your total final volume. C₁V₁ equals C₂V₂. Seriously, commit this to memory. It's the foundation for everything that follows.
All right, theory's over. Let's put that master key to work. First up, we're looking at the most common type of problem you'll see, the standard everyday dilution calculation.
So here's a classic PTCB-style question. You've got your strong, concentrated stock solution, and your job is to figure out exactly how much of it you need to make a weaker solution. Let's walk through it.
Okay, let's solve this thing together. Step 1, write down your formula. C₁V₁ equals C₂V₂. Now we just plug in the numbers we know. Our starting concentration, C1, is 100. Our desired concentration, C2, is 20. And our final volume, V2, is 50. So that leaves V1, the volume of our stock, as the unknown. A little bit of quick math, 20 times 50 is 1,000. Divide that by 100, and there's our answer. V1 equals 10 milliliter. That's it.
Now, listen up because here comes the pro tip. This is where the PTCB loves to set a trap. Sometimes they'll ask for the stock volume needed, which is V1, or 10 milliliters. But other times, they'll ask for the amount of diluent, the stuff you mix the stock with. The rule is simple. Always solve for V1 first. Then, if they ask for the diluent, just subtract V1 from your total volume, V2. So in this case, 50 milliliters minus 10 milliliters gives us 40 milliliters of diluent. You have to read the question carefully.
Okay, let's level up to our next application. We're talking about reconstituting powders now. This is a super common task for a pharmacy tech, especially when you're dealing with things like antibiotics that come in a powdered form.
So picture this. You've got a small vial, and inside is 500 milligrams of a dry powdered drug. Your task is to add 10 milliliters of sterile water to it. The question is pretty straightforward. Once you mix it, what's the final concentration?
Guess what? This is actually even easier than the last problem. You don't even need the full C₁V₁ formula here. Why? Because you're starting with pure drug powder, not a stock solution. So the formula for concentration is just the total amount of drug divided by the total volume of liquid. That's it. So 500 milligrams divided by 10 milliliters, and we get 50 milligrams per milliliter. Easy.
And that is the absolute key shortcut to burn into your brain for these. When you see a reconstitution problem, just think, total drug over total volume. That's my concentration. It's fast, it's simple, and it works every single time. It's a lifesaver on the exam.
All right, team, let's take a deep breath and tackle the one that sometimes makes people nervous, IV dilutions. Now, I know the big bags and larger volumes can seem intimidating, but I promise you, the math and the logic are exactly the same as what we've already done.
So here is a super realistic scenario from a hospital pharmacy. You need to prepare a 1-liter IV bag, that's 1,000 milliliters, and it has to be a very specific concentration. You're going to use a more concentrated stock solution to make it. So the big question is, how much of that stock do you actually need to add?
You know what to do. We go right back to our old friend, our master formula, C₁V₁ equals C₂V₂. Our stock concentration, C₁, is 100. The final concentration we want, C₂, is 50. And our final volume, V2, is a big 1,000 milliliters. So 100 times V₁ equals 50,000. We just divide 50,000 by 100, and we find out V₁ is 500 milliliters. So you need to add 500 milliliters of your stock solution to make that IV bag. See? Same process.
And I'm going to say this again, because for IVs, it is so important. Pay attention to what the question is actually asking for. Did they ask for the stock volume, V₁, which we just found is 500 milliliters? Or do they want to know the volume of the diluent? To get a total volume of 1,000, you'd be mixing our 500 milliliters of stock with 500 milliliters of diluent. In this case, it's a 50-50 split, but it won't always be that simple. So always double-check the question.
Whew, okay. We have covered a ton of ground. So let's take a second and boil all of this down into a single, powerful cheat sheet. Everything you need for your final exam prep.
These are your golden rules. Number 1, C₁V₁ equals C₂V₂. Master it. Number 2, always solve for V₁, the stock volume, first. 3, know how to find the diluent by subtracting V₁ from V2. 4, for powders, remember it's just total drug over total volume. And number 5, and this is a big one, make sure your units match up before you even start doing math. Get these down and you are good to go.
And with those 5 key rules, you've basically just unlocked the solutions to all the major dilution question formats you're going to face on the PTCB. From the simple stuff to powders to those big IV bags, you now have the core tools to handle them all.
So seriously, congratulations. These dilution calculations show up all over the PTCB math section. And now that you've mastered C₁V₁ equals C₂V₂, reconstitution, and IVs, you're going to walk into that exam with so much more confidence and ready to grab those points.
Hey, if this explainer helped you out, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more tips. And I mean this. Comment below with the toughest dilution question you've ever come across. I'd really love to see it. And of course, if you know someone else studying for their PTCB, share this with them.
So what's next on our journey? Well, in our next explainer, we are going to tackle IV flow rate calculations. And I'm going to let you in on the secret shortcuts that most people don't know about. It's a topic that can seem tricky at first, but it will save you a massive amount of time on the exam. I'll see you then.